is Castor's class. I'm Miss Wilson.
I'm Mr. Hogan. And I'm Mr. McKenzie.
Alrighty, so last time, if you remember, we looked around the room to find the different objects. Today we're going to continue that idea. Today we're going to be working with models. Who has an idea about what a model is? Ellie?
It's a girl or a guy that shows clothes.
Okay. We kind of thought that might happen. So what do you think a model might be in science? Like when we're doing science things, what would a model be?
A little tiny version of something big.
Okay, good idea. Anyone else? No one? Okay. So in science, modeling has a special meaning. It's something that you can make or something you use to understand a certain concept. So, for example, we use a globe to understand how the Earth looks in outer space. Also, we use like games, like when we're playing a game on the computer, we see like how we're walking down the street. That's another way that we can view the Earth. So, how is a map different than a globe?
It's flat.
Flat. Okay. Anything else?
A map can be more specific.
Okay. How? Be more specific. How?
Like it will show you like the tiny little town, and a globe is just like countries and bodies of water.
Okay. Why do we use different models to represent the same thing? So why do we have both a globe and a map to represent the Earth? You kind of touched on it, but Kayla?
On the map, you might want to see streets, but
Okay.
on the globe, you don't want to.
So maybe we see different things from each, so we see different things on a globe than we would see on a map. So next we're going to use these different materials up here to model how we see. Because our investigation question was, what do people need in order to see objects? So we constructed our own models so we can learn how we see.
So just like we saw the different models of the Earth represent the same thing, we can use different models to create what we see. Who remembers the activity we did last time where you could see different things in the room? Who remembers that? All right, so do we remember why Chad wasn't able to see the thing on the corner? Because the big refrigerator was in his way? Or does anybody want to give an example of why they couldn't see something in the room? Does anybody remember? Why couldn't you see anything?
There was something in the back room. I can't
The
see.
ukulele?
Yeah.
Right, and why do you think that you weren't able to see it?
The wall's blocking it.
Right, exactly. So what we're going to do is every group will have a box that's placed in front of them, and in this box is an object. Just by looking at the box, can you tell what is inside? I don't want you to open your box, so I'll go ahead and help distribute the boxes, and then we'll rip your turn in just a second.
I don't want anybody to open the lids on these boxes. I want you guys to know that each box has an eye hole that you will look through. Each box has a light hole, and the light will be allowed to come through. But do not open the light hole and do not peek inside the box.
You are supposed to do that.
Patrick, now let's wait until we begin our activity, okay?
You were always called out, right?
So can somebody show me where the eye hole is in this box? And what is this one called?
Window.
All right, they're done looking around until we're ready, okay? Patrick.
I'll wait forever to open a box.
Every group has a box in front of them, and in this, there's an object in the box. So just by looking at the box, can you tell what's inside? Shoes. Okay, good idea, because they're shoe boxes. Don't open your box, but I want everyone to look into the box through the eyepiece. So every box should be labeled eyepiece. So look in through the box and see what you can see.
Not yet. We're just doing.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, can you have one part so hard?
Yeah.
It's like back 1 minute and redo this part.
Okay,
So what can you see in there?
Do an dark together.
Class?
Yes.
Okay, so every group has a box in front of them. Just by looking in the box, can you tell what's inside?
Okay, so look around. Do you have everyone's attention?
Oh, Caitlin? Okay. Chelsea?
I'm sorry.
Can you make a box down? Thank you. All right, don't open your box, but I want you to take a look inside the box through the eye hole. What do you see? And then after everyone has the chance to look around, like look in the box, I want want you to draw what you see in this first box, and then I want you to, if you can use your words, to
Can I
write
call
down
time
what
out?
you see.
So what was it? Was the challenge of them figuring out where the eye piece was?
The first of this is just to look into the box without any light allowed in. So they.
So maybe, do you want to have everyone maybe raise their right finger and put it and point? Like, do you want them to point to the eye hole, or were they looking in the wrong hole? How can we really help them?
Sure. Andrea, would you mind showing us where the eye hole is on your box? Okay.
Okay, so can everyone see the eye hole of their box? Is there anyone that can't see it?
Don't assume. Have them like do something physical. Maybe point to it.
Okay, so everyone point to the eye hole on your box. All right. Okay, looks like everyone sees it.
So now, since we had, what can anybody tell me? I'm going to call Melissa. What did you see in the box when you first peered it?
Nothing.
I don't know if it's it's a side story. Lindsay, what did you see when you looked inside the box?
Dark.
Okay. Austin, what did you see when you looked in?
I didn't see it. It was just dark.
So can anybody find a pattern of what everybody saw right now? Does anybody hear commonalities between what every table said? Yes?
There's no light, so you can see.
Very good. So since we had no light, what I'm going to have the next group do, if everybody from one table could hold up their box above their head, and somebody else at that table point where the light hole is on the box.
On the other side. There we go.
Yes, the light flap.
Good.
Very good. Okay.
And
So
you
we're-
want it someone to be gentle, right? Because you've got stuff in there.
Yeah. So be gentle, don't shake the boxes. We're not trying to find out what's inside through feel. We're trying to look through our eyes. So what we're going to do next is everybody's going to look at the same eye hole, but what we're going to do is open up that light flap on the side. So you're going to have one hand holding open the light flap and one holding the box.
I want you to do this again. These instructions are really important, and we're already kind of moving a little bit. So can you do it one more time? Have them point, maybe not even pick up, because once they pick up, they're going to be distracted. They're going to start looking, and they'll miss what you're saying.
Okay.
So revise that to get everybody's attention.
Okay, so if I could... Alright, if I could have all the boxes put on the tables, please. And I need one person at the table to point at the eye hole that we looked through the first time. And I need another person to point where the light hole is on the box. Very good. So now we said that last time that we couldn't see into the box because there was no light. So what I'm going to have you guys do this time is open up the light hole on the side of the box and look through the same eye hole that you did the first time and see if you spot any differences. So one person at a time, open up the light
You
hole.
may even want to ask to repeat. I know I'm being obnoxious, but I just want to make sure that they're doing what you want them to. Just get somebody to repeat.
Okay, so if I could have, Alston, would you like to?
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to lift the box up and look in the eye hole, which is this. Yeah, let's see. Okay, and you're going to open this, which is the, the eye hole, and then the light hole.
Yeah, that's
And you're going to look and see inside of it.
okay. So that's Alston's interpretation. Lindsay, would you like to say the same instructions to everyone for us?
Yeah, so you're going to take your box and you're going to open your light flap and then you're going to look in the eyepiece at the same time and see what you see.
Okay, and we're going to do this one person at a time. So if you guys would like to have the first person take a look inside the box. And do not share with your table mates what you see just yet.
Oh, that's important.
That should be the first one. So
We have to roll this?
and this one's going to be with this side.
The first step was
So the light bulb's on all, so you should see. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That one where it hits.
I love it. That's awesome.
So are you guys seeing in general a little bit of a difference from last time with a little bit of light added to it? Patrick, what did you notice difference?
I kind of do it.
There you go.
What did you see?
So that's why I encourage you guys to get really systematic because they're gonna look in the other and now totally mess it up. That actually mess up the observation. So you guys are doing good. Did you want them to write down what they saw?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this was what they think is in the box.
So what they think the object is.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
So people to write down like everything that you said. So pointing to it, not telling your partner, writing it down.
I explained what the light more is, but I guess so far scripture we had like individual directions. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just because if it doesn't, if it goes wrong, it messes up your whole lesson. So that's why I'm making you guys really make sure it's like step by step.
Right.
Once everyone has had a chance to look in the box the second time, I want you to remember what you saw. What do you think it made us possible for us to see what we saw the second time? We kind of touched on it, but what was the difference between the first time and the second time? Erica?
We got to flap the light hole flap so it let light in.
Yep. Okay. So what is one thing that we need in order to see? What did we just say? Light.
So now that we determined that the first thing that we need to see is light, where do you think that the light comes from?
The sun.
The sun. Are there any other sources that the light can come from? Do you have any ideas, Caitlin?
Light bulb.
The light bulb. Is there anything else that light can come from? Does anybody else have any other ideas? It's the moon. That is a really good one. Yes, ma'am.
My eyeball, light comes out of my eyes.
Oh, that is a very interesting
Like
idea.
when I
Why
see
do
my
you think
cat.
that is?
Well, like when I see my cat, like my cat's eyes are glowing.
Your cat is freaky.
What happens when you're in a dark room by yourself? Are you able to see?
Yeah, like my eyes like glow. Wow, yeah.
So, now let's say that you were in a dark room with your cat.
Have you seen a doctor
Wouldn't you
about
think that
that?
you'd be able to see your cat's eyes if they gave off light?
Yeah, I did it last night. We were in a dark room. I was reading a story and there were no lights.
Oh, how are you reading the story if there were no lights?
Oh, well,
Her
I guess there was
eyes
a
light up.
flashlight.
Okay, so do you think that the light could that's coming from your cat's eyes could be coming off of your flashlight?
What do you think
This
the
is a
room?
really common misconception.
What do you think
Oh, I
the
like
room would have
this.
been like without the flashlight on?
Do you think you would have been able to see your cat's eyes had you not had the flashlight
Or the
on?
story that
I
you
think
were
so, yeah. So I'm going to continue to say yes. So how can you respond to that?
Okay. Well, when you looked in the box the first time, what did you see?
Good. So what she's doing is she's actually directing me to the phenomena in front of us, because now we're no longer in the engage phase. We're in the explore where you actually have phenomena in front of me. So ask a question.
What did you see when you looked in the box the first time?
Oh, I didn't see anything.
Okay, and why? There wasn't any light. There wasn't a flashlight. There wasn't your cat's glowing eyeballs. So you weren't able to see anything that was inside the box.
Oh.
So keep that in mind as we keep going, okay?
So where do you think the light ends up?
What?
So when the light comes in from the sun, or from a light bulb, or from a moon, or your cat's eyes, where do you think that light ends up? Yeah, so it would end up in your eyes. So what do you guys think is the second thing that we need in order to see objects?
A brain.
Her reflection?
Eyeballs?
Eyeballs. Exactly.
So we can see.
Exactly. So so when you were looking inside your box, the light doesn't end up in the box. The light ends up in your eyes so that you can actually see it. So the two things so far that you need in order to see objects are light in your eyes.
I like the brain because we learned that our brain processes what comes through our eyes.
I think we should have brain to the board as well.
Well, I think,
It could be eyes/brain.
okay.
Same thing.
It's a body.
Very good point. All right, so the next section of this, I'm going to have my colleagues go around the room with me, and we're going to grab the boxes from you guys for just a second. We're going to put the boxes back on your guys' table, but I still do not want you guys to open the top lid on these, or peer inside just yet. That means you, Patrick.
Is everything okay?
You really got to take advantage because they're totally going to open this box and look inside. Which is hard, right? Like, I don't know, you may their head. Like we've got to think of something.
Well, like, so
Because they're going to open the box right away. I think they will.
So should we have?
All right. So until we give you further instructions, I want everybody to put their hands on their heads.
Yeah.
All right. Hold it there until we give you further instructions.
Yeah. Okay.
Patrick.
Okay.
Okay, so before we go into our next thing, I'm going to have you guys talk to your table mates and see and compare your sketches that you've had.
You may take your hands off your head, but do not touch your boxes.
So take a look and share each other's sketches with each other and see if you guys saw any similarities.
Not such a good
You guys see any similarities? Okay, so you both saw what you did, same object, the same place.
I said rock, so.
Okay. Okay, with the same kind of textures, it looks like she has like lines and red lines as well. Okay.
I'm going to help you all because you're past Tina. What do you think? Are you having a meeting?
They're just going to look into. There's no.
Okay. You want to do that now? Yep. Great. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to have you guys do, since we all know where the light hole is in the eye hole, you guys are going to take the box one at a time again. Actually, in the interest of time, we're just going to have one person do it and share with the rest of their table. Look into the box and describe what you see to your table mates. They might be objects that you guys recognize from maybe TV or movies. Lindsay? You see Nemo.
Yeah. Make sure to draw what you see and write down whether your prediction was correct and what was really in the box.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up since we're over time. What effective teaching moves did you notice this group using?
Really good question.
Good questioning? Yeah, well, what's a specific example evidence of their good questioning?
Well, first one was able to like redirect you. Ryan did something with eyeballs earlier. Andy put something to like remember.
Good.
You didn't see it, but whenever Andy dropped out that first box, he asked me, like, okay, what is this hole and what is this hole? So he like pointed to him and he had the table like tell him.
Oh, awesome.
So I could think of that every time.
Great.
So that was good.
What else? Megan, what were you thinking?
They had good scientific language because they explained like the term modeling. And
Yeah, that was really nice.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah, so just be thinking about, so this lesson, yeah, so we'll talk about how to really tighten up your management, because if they peek or mess with the box, it like messes with your whole investigation. So that makes it challenging for you guys. So you might have to really be like dictators, go in there and just be really tight with your management, which you can do. Cool, nice job. All right, so we're gonna have like a 5-minute break. We're gonna be back at 11:05. So help yourself. We've got donuts and coffee.